It's about to pour outside. It's rainy, it's chill, it's Saturday. Let's try some new makeup. I gotta put on a little bit of lip gloss before we get started. This is probably gonna turn into an ASMR. I have the microphone right by me. House Labs. So I have 3 new products that I will put to the test. I've been churning out scorecards like it's my job because, well, it kind of 50% is. And I have tried this before. This is the Odacite. This is their SPF 50. I'm not gonna lie to you, I went on vacation and then everything just distracted me. So I'm trying it again. I do have the scorecard almost done, but I just need to finish it. And with winter temps, this temperature, the shade is definitely too dark or light. What's happening? I blame the barometric pressure. This is the fairest shade. Who's the fairest girl of them all? Not me. Not me. With winter temps, it's starting, you know, it's all starting. It's getting cold here in Franklin, Tennessee. And that means the heat's starting to go on. Probably more for the cat than me, for anybody else in the house, because I like a cold house. I like a hot shower and a cold house. You can quote me on that. I don't know why you would, but you can. Skin really doesn't like the heat. So this is very moisturizing. As you can see, there's a glow on the face. I usually put on a little bit more, especially if I'm going to be outside. This has a nice amount of SPF in there, so UVA, UVB, PA++++, 12% zinc. I usually like it when it's higher, but I can't remember why. I think it was somebody on my podcast talked to me about that. And you need to be putting a generous amount on, but I'm just sort of pressing it in right now. It's not like a silky glide on, it's more of a, there's like a thicker texture to it. It's not heavy, but there's definitely like a pull to it. Not bad, but that's why I was pressing it in. It tends to perform better on my skin, drier skin, when I press it in. I really am into rhyming right now. I'll put some more on. A good size amount, again, if you're getting the right amount of coverage that you want, and I do want coverage. I also found that if I just rub it in like this, it starts to sit on top a little, and I don't like that. But the drier skin is really soaking it up. I think when it was humid and hot out, this was very glowy for me and it didn't go away. So I'm liking it for this season. I said this was too light. I'd have to try the second shade in to tell you, but you can work with it, right? Like it's still evening out. Look at that. We got some wet seal action going. So whatever. You can still work with it. I would, if it was a moisturizer or something, combine it with the foundation because it's an SPF. I don't want to mess with that formula. I'm putting a little bit of the RDF foundation on top, which I have been reaching for. Very reminiscent of the Juice Beauty Serum Foundation. It says 3 drops. At this point in my life, no, just like recently, I'm just not using a lot of makeup right now for foundation. I'm really rubbing this brush, BK Beauty brush. Gets a lot of hype. It's for a reason, in my opinion. It's pretty good. I'm rubbing the product into the brush because I don't want a heavy amount of product. And this can look a little heavy, again, on my skin. Do you hear the cat? We're really working on this right now. She just doesn't like when I talk to anybody else. It's a problem for my social life. Working on it. Working on it. One must have fun while applying makeup. I'm just gonna put it over the eye because I'm lazy. And also, I tend to not put this on my forehead because it just doesn't need it. I just don't think it needs it. I put such a light amount on that there's not a contrast in color. I just don't like putting foundation on my forehead. I feel like it settles into fine lines or it sits on top and looks cakey. It just never works as well. I don't need a lot of foundation is what I'm trying to say right now. And even if I did, I would really primarily use it to even out right here, which is kind of where I like the evening out, which is funny because then I put blush right back on top of it. So it makes no sense, but it does in my head. Do you know? This is the second guy. This is Kulfi. This is their main match concealer, and I have this in shade Misty Maple. Little flat foot concealer here. I'm only putting a little bit. This is not the first time that I've used it, mind you. But I know that it's a richer formula as well, so I don't want heavy concealer under the eye. Pretty good. It's definitely a little bit heavier than the Tower 28. You might like that, you might not like that. Shade match was a good one. This was a good job. Thank you, Brittany. You're welcome, Brittany. There she is. I can hear her little paws hitting the ground. It's pretty cute. So how are you doing? How is it going? I haven't done a chatty get ready with me in a while, and I missed them. I missed them a lot. This morning I was drinking my coffee and I started thinking about topics to talk about, and I was like, I really have nothing to talk about. And then 2 seconds later, pew, 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 and I thought, oh, I should do these every morning and just get really comfortable with this format. Still have the full reviews, but I used to post 4 to 5 times, no, probably 4 times a week on here, and you just get into this flow. For me, it's easier than starting and stopping and setting up and starting. When I do that and have to shift gears, the way my brain works, it's just hard to get back into that stream of focus and flow. So I was thinking about that this morning. Wow, it's really light. It kind of sets into the skin nicely. I always have to press it in a little bit because there's a little bit of crepiness, cruppiness. Nice. Light coverage. I didn't put a lot on, like I mentioned. Let's try building it a little bit here. I feel like a little bit goes a very long way, so I'm trying to be very careful. Basically, I want to see if this is going to brighten at all. Now I'm seeing texture. Dang it. Getting rid of the ruddiness kind of elsewhere on the face. Decent. It's not instantly creasing on me. It's a little textured, but only under this eye, and I think I know why. It's because I started trying a new eye cream last night, so I'm not blaming this concealer for that, but I think it did a nice job building. I always try to go without setting it just to watch and see how it creases, so we're gonna do that while I talk and put makeup on. A little bit of eyeliner, Jones Road. I still use it all the time because it's very soft and very easy to apply. However, it doesn't stay, the wing is not gonna stay there as well as maybe the cake liner or liquid liner, but for every day, I'm enjoying it. And for some reason, lately, I just haven't been pulling the wing out as far. I don't know. But I'm feeling some strong liner today. I want a nice, strong line. And on Instagram, I've been doing more quick kind of like makeup of the day situations. I started putting liner underneath. You never see me do that here. I don't like the way it looks. I try it over there, and then I'm like, that's why I don't do it. I just personally don't like the way it looks on my eyes. There you go. And if you want to smoke it out, you can always smoke it out a little bit and do what you want to do. Now, I have the Merit Solo Shadow here in Studio, but I don't really like the shade, but I guess I just did a review on this. It is definitely cream to powder. It applies better with the finger, I find. I like the shadow, I just am not crazy about this shade. It's like an in-between weird warm shade. Oh, cute, you can see your little head right there. I know we're in the thick of holidays. I know everybody's talking about Vlogmas and Christmas or best budget-friendly gifts. And if you've noticed, I kind of steer clear of doing traditional seasonal marketing because that's what I do in a corporate position, and I get really tired. I just want to talk about everyday makeup or like, you know what I mean? You're getting sold to all the time, so I really don't always like to do that over here. I'm gonna build. But hopefully the holidays have been treating you all right. They've been pretty good to me. I got to go to Florida to see my niece who lives in DC, but she was visiting. We saw the grandparents, and so she's almost 3, and she's freaking adorable, and she loves Peppa Pig. Everything was Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, everything, all day, every day, Peppa Pig. So that was exciting for her, maybe not for us. It's so great to be an aunt because you get to hang out a little bit, and then you get to leave, but then you get to spoil her if you can, which I can at this point. And then you get to squeeze her, and then, you know, she gets a really bad cold, and you're like, here, she's sick. You take her, mom and dad. So it's kind of nice. I haven't used this in forever. This is the Inika Baked Contour Duo. It's pretty strong. I just kind of missed it. I came back here, and I feel like just a short trip. It was great. And it really threw me off my game, like my posting cadence, but it just does that. It's back to that gear shift. It's hard to pick it back up. Maybe it's getting harder. I don't know what that is. I came back home and sort of getting back into the swing of things. I had tons of new makeup. I've so much, like that's a smidge. That's like the tip of the iceberg and then some smaller brands, some well-known brands. There's just a lot of stuff to try. I have some new powders and supplements and things like that I'm testing. Ooh, water filters. Oh my God. So the Pro One water filters, I don't know if I posted about this on Instagram, but I just wanted to let you know that I do not recommend them. I feel like their shipping is crappy. But more so than that, I'm pretty lenient about things like that. It shouldn't take 2 weeks at this point, especially if you're saying it's going to ship in 5 to 7 business days. But the filters, not good quality. Like, they warped on me. They came off the base a little bit. I do not recommend, in my personal experience. That does not mean it's going to happen to you. This is the highlight powder, by the way. We're just going for it. So now I'm trying the Aquacera Ceramedics. This is all because of the Berkey water filtration drama that was happening. Google it. It's really not that traumatic in the grand scheme of things. And I don't do plastic water bottles because that's dumb. I really think it's just single-use plastic should be basically banned. So I came back, and then it's funny, yesterday I had the maintenance guy come over because the shower, I'm getting there. This is going to get back to the product, I promise. But the showers ran lukewarm in this place that I live right now. And I love a hot shower. It's not good for your skin. I know. It's not good. I have the little mini of the Tower 28. I was like, maybe I do like it. It's okay. I'm going through a little bit of a mascara drought. I'm not really in love with a lot of the mascaras. Ami Collet I like, but that just went so fast on me. So I'm on the hunt for another great mascara. And I think this is a good transitional mascara, as insane as that sounds. I feel like you'll understand that a little bit. If you have a mascara that you're loving, please let me know. Maybe it is the Tower 28. It does hold a nice curl. We'll give it that for sure. So the maintenance guy comes over. Great guy. Great. Super helpful. I said, hey, can you do something with the shower thing? Because you can't turn the knob any further to get it hot. And if you have a shower that's pretty open, it has a glass door and a big open top. And so it lets all the air out and it's cold and you want the warm. People love baths. I love a shower. I love a shower. It doesn't even have to be a long one. But if it's just nice and warm and it just chills you out, you just feel like $1,000,000. That's what my grandfather always said. If I was really stressed out, if I was really angry, if I was just having a really crap day, my grandfather would say, take a shower. You'll feel like $1,000,000. And it always made me feel better. Plus I'm inland now, so I don't get as much access to the water. And my astrological sign is Cancer. Like, I need a water. I'm a water baby. I need water. So all of this is to say that the maintenance guy figured out how to turn the handle hot. I now get hot showers, and I had one last night, and it was a crazy week. Everybody's having crazy weeks. There's definitely, it's the holidays. It's a lot right now. And I think people are feeling it, and we have been feeling it, and we've probably burnt out 15 times, right? So I take the shower and I go, okay, fine. This is beautiful. I love it. I get out and I have a couple of my favorite products. One is a new moisturizer for the skin, which is a very different kind of moisturizer. It's very lightweight. I will put the name of it on the screen. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I was trying it out from Credo. And it just glides on, soaks in, but I always need something else. And so then I use the Maya Chia body oil, which is like a sense experience for me, which sounds incredibly dramatic. No one's paying me to say this, by the way. It was a thing. So then I did the body oil. And I've heard this from people on the podcast, specifically founders, that really appreciate. I always ask them what their routine is like, or if they have a book that's changed their lives. And a lot of the routines are about calming down, quieting down at the end of the day. A lot of them love a bath. If you like a bath, cheers to you. I cannot get behind that at this point. Maybe one day I'll get back into baths. I know I loved them as a kid, but they take the time, their phones off, their TVs off, they're not bothered by anybody in the family, and they're just doing their things. Then I did a retinol, and then I did just a really good cleanse with the True Botanical Cleanser. These are all things I've talked about here. It was great. And I mention it because you don't need all the products. I could have just put on a lotion and just taken my time doing it, and it was the best. And this might be common sense for most people, but if you're type A or you're constantly running or productivity is your love language, whatever, you know who you are. And you're like, yeah, I totally will calm down at night. And you're like, nope, I didn't do it. I'm just going to go to bed and scroll through my phone or look at my iPad. I get it. And then last night, finally, I just calmed down and my nervous system so appreciated it. It was like a cup of tea or a really good CBD gummy, which I've yet to find. But I really just enjoyed that. It was a nice moment. So if it sparks something in you to do that or try that out at some point, I highly recommend. Do I do it every night? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That would make too much sense. By the way, I put the calorie, I love mascara minis. My theory here, and this is not proven and this is certainly not scientific, is that the minis perform better for me than the big ones. I think making the minis is more wasteful, so I'm not proud of that. Haven't confirmed it. But I like the Tower 28. Like I said, I don't love it. The calorie seems to be like the perfect topper mascara. It is not meant for that, but I use it all the time when I have a mascara that flakes or smudges or doesn't give enough length. It seems to like lock it in a way that most mascaras don't, and a lot of mascaras that I've recently tried have needed that. So it's a nice little combo. Why do I feel like I want to put on more bronzer? When do I feel like I never want to put on more? I mean, like, also finally my hair is starting to grow out. I got a haircut and there were a lot of layers involved and like a lot of layers. And so it looked like it wasn't getting any longer for a while. It's driving me nuts. This was from Milk, another little mini. They're Lip and Cheek in Work, W-E-R-K. I'll just use this. It's a cute shade. Come on, man. It's a cute shade. There you go. It's like peachy pinky. Pretty subtle. You can barely see it. Hold on. Can you see it a little bit better? Maybe a little bit better. I've turned the lights down. And the new space. It's subtle. I have 3 shades. The formula itself builds really nicely. It goes on really nicely. It doesn't sit on top. It's a beautiful formula. I'm gonna give it to them. I try a lot of Milk because they send it to me, but I'm not mad at this actually. I kind of like it. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna do. So this is the RMS Serum Legendary Serum Lipstick, and this is the shade Miranda. Okay, that's what this is. All right. Now, some genius at RMS decided to make this non-retractable. So you'll see that some of it is already out, because what I do is I photograph B-roll of stuff that I put on my website, and I don't want it to be used. I want it to look pretty and new, like you would see it the first time you bought it. So there's this little clicking contraption, a small clicking contraption here. You hear that click? That extends this guy up a little bit. So when I was first doing the application video of this, I would naturally want to turn it back, right? You want to turn it back and retract it. It does not retract. They talk about how that's a selling point on the product page. I will let you look at that. I think the color is really pretty. It hasn't been wearing as long as I like. So again, first impression, feels cooling almost, very lightweight. Like I like a lot about it, but that packaging component makes absolutely no sense to me. One of the things that they mention is like, oh, you know what's great? It was created with this angle right here. Look at that angle. So it helps guide the lip line as you apply it. That's why they did it. Almost everything like this, these thinner sticks, which I just reviewed the Jones Road lip tints. I'm a big fan of the smaller sticks. Can't get it back down. So what ends up happening? What do you think ends up happening? We put the cap back on and it dings all the product. For the price that you're paying for this stuff, like have it retract, RMS. It's just, I can't. So now I gotta go like, okay, I don't want to hit it. I don't want to hit it. But can I push it all the way down? Because then I over retracted it. Hopefully you're smarter. You know better. I did not know better. And and it's not even that high, but it just, I don't know. So I don't like that. If you couldn't tell, I'm not really a fan. The color, however, gorge. Love the color. Like strawberry cherry color-ish. Great everyday shade. So it was kind of bad and then kind of good. But then I kind of go back to the bad. I'm not going to do a lip line, and I'm just going to check this concealer one more time. Oh yeah, it's creasing. She's creasing. So then I will use some powder. And you know what? I love this brush. It sells out a lot. Sorry guys. But I love a brush that's this shape for powder application. And then because that powder just gets into it, I do clean my brushes. I do. But this allows you to put it on. You can also do it with your fingers. You know I do that all the time over here. But this allows you to apply it and then press it in. Just so you have the lightest amount of powder on there, or else it can look a little funny sometimes, as we know. All right, that's it. Easy, everyday makeup. These are the 3 new products that I will be putting to the scorecard test. Yes, the Odacite has already been in it, but these are the ones that will be scrutinized, brutally challenged. Not really, I'm gonna test them all week. And usually these run for 2 weeks, sometimes longer. This is definitely longer. I love that it's in class, by the way. But you'll see those scorecards. Do you have any questions, class, about whatever I just put on my face? Let me know. I hope you're having a really great start to your December. I hope you enjoyed sitting down with me today to just play with some makeup. And I'm wishing you all the best always. So I will see you right back here real soon. Until then, bye.